A lovely good evening to you, our viewers. Welcome to the news. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. The top stories on our desk this evening. Game Rangers to police elections as ECZ warns against premature announcement of results. The European Union hopes the Zambian government will not shut down internet. KBF claims foreigners have been positioned to vote in Thursday polls. And in international news, 5 days as wildfires race across Algeria. In sports, government welcomes a new national football team bench. Let's take a breather. Join me shortly for the details.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you for choosing us. We now look at the news in detail. The University of Zambia Lecturers and Researchers Union, UNZALARU, has advised the political party that it will form a government to attend to the challenges the university workers have been facing in the past 5 years. UNZALARU General Secretary Kelvin Mambwe has revealed that workers at the institution have in the past 5 years experienced a number of challenges that have affected their capacity to effectively discharge their mandate to the nation. Mr. Mambwe told a media briefing in Lusaka Tuesday that UNZA has never received any research funds from government to support research activities at the university, adding that the university needs to offer research activities to the country.
Given the above, UNZALARU expects the new government to address the following as a matter of priority. Number one, dismantle the 10-year debt owed to our members in terminal benefits, improve and expand infrastructure at the university in order to meet international standards. Number three, provide research funds to the university. Number four, amend the Higher Education Act in a manner that reflects the wishes of key stakeholders and withdraw the draconian code of conduct. Number five, appoint a professional and non-partisan university council to spearhead the running of the university. Number six, stop the technical retrenchment of staff at the university in the name of natural attrition. And finally, as the nation votes on Thursday, we urge our members to go out in their numbers and vote for a party that is likely to address the many challenges that we have experienced over the years.
Former Religious Affairs Minister Godfrida Smaili says President Edgar Lungu is happy with the manner in which the church has collaborated with government in advancing the country's development. Speaking during a Thanksgiving service held at House of Prayer Chapel in Lusaka Tuesday ahead of the elections, Reverend Smaili says President Edgar Lungu has great respect for the church and the voice of the church. Reverend Smaili therefore has called on the church on behalf of the head of state to ensure that Zambia upholds its peace as they are well positioned and equipped to speak peace to the masses. Details in this report.
The Lusaka Ministers' Fellowship, together with other church mother bodies, on the 9th of August 2021, held a special Thanksgiving church service ahead of the elections and also to thank God for the peaceful campaign so far. Speaking at the event, guest of honor, former Minister of National Guidance and Religious Affairs, Reverend Godfrida Smaili, says President Edgar Lungu is happy with the manner in which the church has worked well with his government, adding that he holds the church in high esteem.
This is a special blessing that Zambia has received from God. We are different from many nations. We stand out. I know that, as we were praying this week with some people, and somehow I just saw, the Lord Jesus Christ in his executive office. And on the table, I saw the flag of Zambia. Hallelujah.
And preaching during the service, Bishop Billy Mfula, overseer of Jesus Anointed Ministries, says Zambia is in a covenant with God and therefore he shall protect his own.
Beloveds, intelligence alone is not enough to develop a nation. Your intelligence can build a nation. Your wicked hearts can burn it up. Your intelligence can build a nation, but the wicked heart can destroy what you have built. Beloveds, wisdom lives in the heart of men.
Bishop Mfula added that because Zambia is in a covenant with God, the country shall not embrace the LGBT community.
Every man born of a woman has a calling, has an assignment. So is every family. There are callings for families. So is every nation. And I concentrate on the calling of nations. It's important for every man living in a nation to understand the calling of that nation, so that by the use of your personal call, you can help that nation fulfill her calling. Very important.
He further urged the church to consider voting for a man that hears from God instead of one with earthly wisdom who might not be able to spiritually discern where God wants to lead the nation. The church has recently come under fire as it has been divided on political grounds, with others endorsing one candidate while others another. However, the dust will be settled as Zambia decides in the next few days. Iseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia targets to announce the final election results of the August 12th general election within 72 hours of closing the last polling center. Speaking at a media briefing Tuesday, ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Shindano says the Commission is ready to conduct the general election at any means possible. And Mr. Shindano has, however, warned that the Commission will not hesitate to arrest any person who will be announcing results before the Commission does so. Prudence Chota filed this report.
The battlefield for the August 12th general election has already been laid, and the Electoral Commission of Zambia says it is ready to officiate the match without compromise. At a briefing held in Lusaka, Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Shindano says the total number of registered voters in Zambia currently stands at 7,023,499 as opposed to what is being purported on social media.
Look forward to 12th August. And we are, and I can affirm, ready to deliver a credible election come this Thursday, 12th August 2021. Commission ready for a rerun? Yes, we did. This is something that we already budgeted for. So we are ready for a rerun in an event that there is a rerun, and the law does provide for that. So the Commission also recognizes that, and we have to ensure that that is done.
He adds that the Commission has planned to ensure that it announces the election results within 42 hours of the last closure of the polling station.
The target is that the Commission maximum time it should take is 72 hours after the close of the last polling station. So if the last polling station closes, for argument's sake, at 22 hours or 4 days, you count 72 hours from there. That's the maximum. It can even be before that.
Mr. Shindano has since warned that ECZ is the only institution mandated to announce results, and that anyone found announcing results before they can be released by the Commission will be prosecuted.
Only the Commission has the legal mandate to announce results. You are only allowed to present your results after the announcement of the Commission final results. Anybody that does before that will be prosecuted. The law is very clear.
And ECZ Director IT says a biometric voter verification device has been developed and will be used in highly populated area to allow for a quick voter verification.
So that process of identifying the voter is quickened by the use of this device, because once the voters have fingerprint is scanned, or indeed the voter card is scanned, the device will be able to give you on what page that voter is appearing, on what row and on what column. So this quickens the identification process. The Commission is deploying 949 of these devices to 10 provincial centers only, and the Commission is targeting those centers with high number of voters registered at those centers.
While the playing field has been leveled, the choice remains for the Zambian people to get engaged and show up in numbers to cast votes on their leaders of their choice. Prudence Tota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
United Party for National Development Alliance partner Kelvin Fubewalia, commonly known as KBF, has alleged that a scheme is underway by a named political party to facilitate the voting of foreigners in Thursday's general election aimed at disadvantaging the opposition. Mr. Walia says they have discovered that non-Zambian voters are being kept at a camp awaiting voting day. He says the youths would not hesitate to employ citizen arrest. Zipporah Mshala now reports.
With only 2 days remaining before Zambia's 12 August 2021 polls, tension is high among political opponents. United Party for National Development UPND alliance partner Mr. Kelvin Fubewalia, also known as KBF, states that the alliance is on the alert concerning any activities that may be regarded as illegal surrounding the general elections, and further states that they will use all means to ensure that elections are free and fair. Mr. Walia, speaking when addressing the media, alleges that while moving around the country campaigning, citizens have brought to their attention activities by a named political party whom he says are currently hosting non-Zambian nationals at a camp in order to amass votes. He states that pictures have been given to the party and that party youths have been instructed to act on all those who will visit polling stations when they're not supposed to.
Foreigners, this is true. I'm sure you've read from some newspaper print media where they've said that in Malawi, for instance, Mozambican border, even chiefs have been talking from across the border. There are people who are willing to come here. Look, it's a right now in Zambia to have dual citizenship because the constitution provides, okay? However, if you're going to be giving citizenship for free, easily, just because of elections, that to me becomes a ploy. You must be very careful. Some of these people did not have national registration cards. They were given national registration cards, technically making them Zambians just for the benefit of voting. That to me is lawfare. It's illegal. You're selling your country. We shouldn't. These camps I'm talking about, sir, exist. Some of these people are going to be put in camps. These camps are farms where they are going to be fed, waiting for the day to vote. But may I ask these chaps, let them not create problems for us in this country. We don't go and vote in their countries. Let them leave us alone. Stay where you are. We have also alerted our youths. Our youths are on red alert to protect the vote for the UPND alliance. That one, they will be seen. And they'll be everywhere. And I've given pictures of certain people and names. You, Isa Palamakuno, just know.
Mr. Walia, who is also a Lusaka-based lawyer, further alleges that the only people who have benefited during the current government's regime are its party cadres, as most citizens are suffering. He has further described the deployment of other security wings to man the general elections as misplaced, stating that police who are specifically trained for such duties should be allowed to do their work.
I am also saying to our lieutenant colonels, superior orders, illegal superior orders are no defense to a criminal offense. Don't involve the military in elections. Don't involve ZAF in illegal duties. Let them perform their functions to assist the ECZ Chapwa.
Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Patriotic Front say election time does not provide immunity against opposition leaders being arrested who commit crimes. Speaking at a press briefing held in Lusaka, Patriotic Front Media Director Antonio Mwanza says the only person immune at any form of persecution is the president, thus urging the opposition leaders to be careful. Mr. Mwanza added that opposition leaders suggesting that the Patriotic Front intends to reach the election should provide evidence of rigging, as it is impossible to rig elections in Zambia as the electoral system does not have any loopholes that would allow the rigging process. Details in this report.
Claims of rigging the 2021 general elections have become common, with many opposition leaders crying foul, stating that the ruling Patriotic Front will at every cost try to manipulate the electoral system to ensure that they remain in power. What's interesting to note is that even they, the Patriotic Front, when in opposition, equally accused the then ruling multi-party for democracy MMD of stealing their votes against the wish of the people. In an issue of the Lusaka Times dated August 4th, 2011, founding PF President Michael Chilufya-Sata stated that the MMD was creating ghost voters in Chifubu's parliamentary by-elections by grabbing national registration cards from women in the area on the pretext of using the NRCs as collateral for lending them money, among many other similar allegations. However, now, the Patriotic Front have stated through their media director, Antonio Mwanza, that it is practically impossible to rig the elections, as the Zambian electoral system does not have loopholes that may facilitate rigging.
We have heard people talking about rigging. It is practically impossible to rig an election in the Zambian electoral system. The printing of ballot papers have been done in full view of both local and international monitors. We have local and international monitors that are observing these elections, and every political party which is participating in these elections has its own observers and polling agents in all the polling stations. And the Electoral Commission of Zambia has made it a point that immediately after the elections are done and the counting is done, the transmission of the election results are coming straight from the polling station to the totaling center.
Mr. Mwanza added that opposition leaders suggesting that the Patriotic Front intends to rig the elections should provide evidence of rigging.
We want to challenge anybody from the opposition who claims that the elections will not be free and fair to provide evidence of rigging.
Mr. Mwanza further warned that election time does not make opposition leaders immune from being arrested, as the only person with immunity is the president.
We have also realized that there are some people who pretend that those in the opposition cannot be arrested and prosecuted because there is election. We want to put it on record that the only person in Zambia who cannot be prosecuted at any given time is the head of state. And this time it's only President Edgar Chagwalungu who has got immunity against any form of civil or criminal prosecution. The opposition leaders who break the law will be arrested and prosecuted.
Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
The European Union is optimistic that the Zambian government will not shut down the internet, as that will hinder the free flow of information. And EU has called on stakeholders to play their part in ensuring that the electoral process is completed in a safe and peaceful environment. EU Head of Delegation, Ambassador Jack Jankowski, says the rights and freedoms of the citizens must be fully respected during the electoral processes. Patrick Sonko reports.
The European Union delegation to Zambia has enjoyed a long and productive relationship with Zambia, and on the invitation of the Zambian authorities, the EU has deployed an election observation mission, the fifth time it has done so in Zambia. European Union Head of Delegation, Ambassador Jack Jankowski, Tuesday 20th August 2021, said rights and freedoms of the citizens must be fully respected during the electoral process.
Elections are a pillar of any democracy, presenting the people with an opportunity to express their views at the ballot box and to shape the future direction of their country. The people of Zambia expect to cast their ballots in a safe and peaceful manner, and we call on stakeholders to play their roles to make this happen. In this perspective, and as a friend of Zambia, the European Union calls on all parties to ensure that the electoral process is completed in a safe and peaceful environment, with the rights and freedoms of all citizens fully respected.
However, recently, Information and Broadcasting Services Permanent Secretary Amos Malupenga said if some people choose to abuse the internet to mislead and misinform, government will not hesitate to invoke relevant legal provisions to forestall any breakdown of law and order as the country passes through the election. And when asked about shutting down the internet on the poll day, they expressed hope that the government would not take that route.
It's our rights, we are having access to internet, and it's also a matter of security of communication among people. Yeah? So it's very important to have permanently access to internet as well.
The internet nowadays is such a crucial vehicle for access to information, for expressing your opinions. It can also be, of course, a vehicle for calling for assemblies and exercise the right to peaceful assemblies and so on. So it's very crucial in a democracy, and it plays into many fundamental rights. And so we see the importance of the internet functioning all through the process.
What goes up must come down, and that time for Zambians to choose their preferred leaders is a day away. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Police Inspector General Kakoma Kanganja has revealed that the Zambia Police Service has sought reinforcement from other security wings in the country to man the August 12th general elections. Mr. Kanganja says the current number of officers is not enough to adequately provide security in all the 12,152 polling stations in the country. He disclosed that the security wings include the Zambia Wildlife Authority, ZAWA, Immigration, the Zambia Correctional Facility, and the Defense Force.
Following reports of violence in the electoral period leading to the August 12, 2021 general elections, Inspector General of Police Kakoma Kanganja says other security wings in the country have been engaged to beef up support to the Zambia Police Service so as to adequately man polling stations in the country. Zambia has a total of 12,152 polling stations, and an equal number of policemen and women have been assigned to man the polling stations. This means there will be one police officer per polling station. Inspector General of Police Kakoma Kanganja, however, says the current police ratio is 1 police officer to 1,000 citizens against the international policing standards of 1 police officer to 250 people. The head of the task force further explains that this extra support has been brought on board, taking lessons from the 2016 general elections, where he says cadres of a named political party caused havoc in the country.
We have already experienced pockets of political violence in some parts of the country, leading to loss of lives and property. Arising from the lessons learned, the Zambia Police Service has sought reinforcement from other security wings, which include personnel from the Correctional Service, Immigration, Zambia Wildlife, and indeed the Defense Force.
Mr. Kanganja, however, indicates that this deployment is in no way meant to intimidate citizens, but to act as a protective measure to guarantee peace and order, as well as the safety of voters at polling stations.
During the polling day, citizens will see unarmed Zambia Police Service officers and unarmed military personnel accredited duly by ECZ to maintain security within the 400-meter perimeter of the polling stations to ensure that electorates freely cast their votes without any intimidation, as well as avoid the disruption of the voting process.
The police chief has also warned political parties who may want to continue campaigning after the close of campaigns on 11th August 2021 at 18 hours, stating that all those who will be found wanting will be arrested, as this is against the Electoral Code of Conduct. Zipporah Mushala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development Deputy Youth Chairperson Trevor Mwende has called on the Zambia Police Service to exercise professionalism on the poll day and not intimidate opposition political parties. Speaking on the COP About Tuesday, Mr. Mwende alleges that youths from the party have for a long time been victimized and wrongly arrested by the police. He says the police should realize that the party is simply competing against other political opponents to lead the country and does not seek confrontation with the police service.
You have also been intimidated. You have had the people that have been taken to the cells, people that have been wrongly detained. So as UPND, we want to assure the Zambia police that we are not enemies of the state. As we are just a political party, political organization, we are in competition for service to the Zambian people. Yes. We are not competing with Zambia police. We are not in the same team. We are not in the same league. Yes, us, we are a political organization that which wants to offer service. The services that which the PF have failed in terms of management of the mines on the Copper Belt, management of the farmers in the rural constituencies of the Copper Belt, and the lack of proper delivery, health delivery systems in terms of medicines in the hospitals. Then there was also $17 million which was used on the medicines which were expired. As UPNDs, UPND youths and citizens of this country, we are saying we never heard the voice of Edgar Chagwarungu blame all those sagas, all those wrong transactions. No. Yes, we never heard him talk about the 42 fire tenders, the 480 houses. We never heard him. Even when the gassers came, he never said anything. Zambia, my country, your country, our country.
Traditional leaders in Northwestern Province have expressed divergent views on who is the preferred candidate for the August 12th general elections. Chief Muyambala of Mufumbwe District says President Edgar Lungu has brought massive development in the province despite him not having coming from the province. Chief Muyambala has since endorsed the candidature of President Lungu in the forthcoming elections, but the sub-chief of Kasempa District has complained of his area being underdeveloped and says he wants change come August 12th. Details in this report.
While the law prohibits traditional leaders from publicly endorsing candidates in any general elections, the law does not seem to be anything special to traditional leaders in Zambia to obey. This can be evidenced in the number of traditional leaders that have been publicly seen campaigning for their preferred candidates. The latest is a case of Northwestern Province of Zambia, where diverging views from traditional leaders have been witnessed. Speaking when Patriotic Front Northwestern Province Chairperson Jackson Kungo paid a courtesy call on him, Chief Munyambala of the Kaonde-speaking people in Mufumbwe District says President Lungu is not from Northwestern Province but has brought development to the province.
So I support the party, I support the candidates from president up to council.
Regardless of getting maximum votes in Northwestern, but I've never visited the people from Northwestern. And this is the time of campaign. They want to come and show their face now to the people of Northwestern.
NPF Mufumbwe aspiring candidate Davis Imbalao says Mufumbwe constituency has been lacking leadership for some time now.
Augustine, we had a leader, but he couldn't show his leadership skills and he couldn't help the people of Mufumbwe. Now, people of Mufumbwe want someone who can help them.
On the other hand, a sub-chief of Kasempa district in Northwestern Province has bemoaned what he terms as the segregative tendency by the Patriotic Front government in delivering development, which he says his area has been left behind. This came to light when UPND Kasempa aspiring member of Parliament Brenda Tambatamba paid a courtesy call on sub-chief Nkumba.
Berongo bam. Byo byafa ino kwikerene president kichwika paturura ne. Cyo benda kupona na uno mwaka barungu. Sala imane kwa kuya.
Pa polling station pautuji. Alika mwai yavi. Tunakeba bo mambo badika sub center kana ngurire ka kliniki mema tutapara mushimu. Yonka bepo kamba yakimi kya mavoti abakeyanga benyi mema kitapara mushimu chikuto mandochi.
Inde kaambemba kijira kuyana kureta bya bongoshi bwa myeyo y'abantu kitanshi cyonko bankapanga bo babakaponya bazimu mabiti mu bitesheni mu bisankanyi abena kwiba mali yakafumende gutambura mamambo bazimu party ya ruling.
While traditional leaders have their own view on political matters, that should not be used to persuade their subject when it comes to voting for their preferred candidate come Thursday 12th August 2021. Prudence Chota reporting for Camnet TV News.
Two different opinion polls have put Patriotic Front's presidential candidate Edgar Lungu and the United Party for National Development candidate Hakainde Hichilema as leading contenders in the forthcoming general elections. According to an online application dubbed the candidate, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema is ahead with 46.23%, while President Edgar Lungu was trailing at 36.23% out of the 2,137,532 votes. Meanwhile, the opinion poll conducted by the Zambian National Students' Union has put Patriotic Front candidate Edgar Lungu on top of the poll. Details in this report.
Opinion polls in a democracy are critical as they help to determine the popularity of the candidates and give an idea of the possible outcome of the election. But they cannot be deciders of the actual winner as the mechanism used cannot represent the views of all eligible voters. Most polls have tilted towards major contenders being the governing Patriotic Front (PF) and the United Party for National Development (UPND). According to an online application dubbed the candidate, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema is ahead with 46.23%, while President Edgar Lungu was trailing at 36.23% out of the 2,137,532 votes as of Tuesday 10th August 2021. But an opinion poll conducted by the Zambian National Students' Union has put in front PF's President Edgar Lungu. ZANASU President Stephen Kanyakula says poll results showed 56.16% of respondents believes their views are better represented by the PF, while only 35.96% felt the United Party for National Development represented their views.
Not do. The results showed President Lungu still remains popular, more than the popular PF among the respondents, and Hakainde Hichilema is less popular than the United Party for National Development. On the tribal and regional voting, Zambia experienced in the last 20 years 64.41% of the voters felt tribe or region of a candidate won't matter in the 2021 election. On the developmental front, government's effort in the fight against corruption was at the lowest, an average rating of 14% out of 100%. While investment in infrastructure development rated highly at 29%, followed by investment in education and health, both at an average rating of 19%.
Zambian citizen and the young people out there is that the PF government under President Edgar Lungu has laid down a foundation for a sustainable and strong economic country. As we head to the polls on Thursday, I appeal to everyone to make the wise decision and let us not regret on the decision that we're going to make by electing somebody that will not meet the standards and needs of the Zambian people.
But the UPND wonders how an organization that has been parading itself with the ruling PF would provide a fair report.
I can guarantee you that the Zambian people, they will turn out numbers and vote out this PF government. These opinions polls that we are seeing, these are sponsored by the Patriotic Front. These are students who who are under Patriotic Flags Youth League. So we as UP, we are taking those opinion polls as stage managed by the ruling Patriotic Flag. Even the time that Lupia Banda was losing power, the opinion polls were still indicating that Lupia Banda is going to win the election. But what happened? People decided using the ballot paper, and they voted for Michael Santa. Even in this year's elections, people they will vote for President Hakainde Hichilema, not those opinion polls that we are seeing around being sponsored by the PF.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
You're watching Camnet News. We take our first set of commercials. Join me shortly for other interesting stories. Stay with us.
To you, dear esteemed customers, as ZAMTEL, we're glad to bring something of excitement to you, and it's a promotion we've dubbed Yatu, which simply means it's yours. And in this promotion, we're giving benefits that are tailored to you specifically as a customer, depending on the profile or the segment that you're sitting on as a customer. And in this promotion, we are saying you will get from as low as 13 way benefits amounting to over 500%, and it's all for you so that you get more benefits. So to know more about Yatu, stay on.
Yatu is a promotion that offers ZAMTEL customers amazing benefits that are made just for you. ZAMTEL customers will get amazing benefits of over 500% bonus back the value that they used when they subscribe to a Yatu offer. Yatu benefits will be usable for ZAMTEL to ZAMTEL calls, ZAMTEL to ZAMTEL SMSs, and browsing on pay-as-you-go defined rates. For you to access the amazing Yatu offers, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 1 to purchase the offer that best suits you. ZAMTEL customers will have the ability to actually purchase the Yatu benefit more than once. So this means you can purchase the offer twice, you can purchase the offer 3 times, and the benefits will be accumulative at the end of the day. Yatu benefits will be able to be redeemed if you subscribe to the same offer within a 5-day period. So if you have unused benefits from the previous day and the expiry date comes, you can still subscribe to the same offer within 5 days and your benefits will be able to accumulate. How amazing is that? For you to check your Yatu benefit balance, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 2 and you'll be able to see your current balance.
Fellow citizens, 12 August 2021 is a very important day in our history. It's a day when we decide whether we will continue with the poverty, the unemployment, the hunger, or we decide to change for better. This is what 12 August is all about. Go out to vote and vote in large numbers. The rest, leave it to Barry and team. Barry will fix it. We love you.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbanda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying on. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) Board of Directors has gifted Zambia with 1.3 billion United States dollars under the special drawing rights. The special drawing rights are supplementary foreign exchange reserves, assets defined and maintained by the International Monetary Fund. Ministry of Finance Communications Manager Chileshe Kandeta says the decision to increase the general allocation was made by the IMF board on 2nd August 2021, and that would double the Zambia's foreign exchange reserves. Mr. Kandeta says the increase in reserves will help build external resilience and support the current relative stability in the foreign exchange market, which in turn is expected to facilitate foreign and domestic investment flows going forward. He says the modalities for disbursement and use of the resources were discussed at the meetings. And commenting on the development, the Secretary to the Treasury has reiterated that government's commitment to utilize the funds in accordance with prudent fiscal management principles through the consultative medium-term expenditure framework and the national budget. In other news, the Zambia Railways Limited has recorded a million tons of cargo transported in the year 2021, with an increase of 5% in freight compared to 2019 productivity. Addressing the media Tuesday afternoon, ZRL Board Chairperson Dr. Wala Chibala says the increased traffic movement is an achievement last achieved more than 10 years ago. Dr. Chibala has further revealed that Zambia Railways Limited is committed to raising funds to expedite the modernization of the railway system. Alex Chishimba now reports.
The railway system in Zambia comprises of an extensive network of surface transport with the potential to offer safe, efficient and environmentally friendly transport across the country and the Southern Development Community SADC region, connecting all major centers of economic activity and facilitating growth. However, the Zambian railway system network has been operating at a suboptimal level compared to its capacity. Following the unveiling of the 2020 Financial and Performance Annual Report, the Zambia Railways Limited has reviewed a million tons record of cargo transported in the year 2020, with an increase of 5% on carriage compared to 2019 productivity. Dr. Wala Chabala, the ZRL Board Chairperson, reviews this during a media briefing Tuesday, August 10, 2021.
So 1 million tons is basically 1 billion kilograms that we're able to transport in the course of last year. It's also worth noting that during the same time, we increased our revenue quite considerably by about 50%. Now again, if you put the context of the time when this was happening, this is very significant. The things that are supposed to make us do less business, that we're conspiring against us achieving targets, were very, very strong during this period. But we still managed to bring in an increase in revenue of 50%. So revenue went from 305 million kwachas to 452 million kwacha. In that time. And the other significant...
In a quest to modernizing the railway system in Zambia, ZRL Chief Executive Officer Mr. Christopher Msonda has reiterated efforts, among others, to ensure that trains start traveling up to speed of 60 kilometers per hour and above to suit the modern business demands.
We get the new locomotive, new wagons, the rehabilitated track, we should be able to do more in terms of a train from Livingstone to Yola to be able to come back faster to Livingstone than it's doing now. We shall increase more the the speed of these trains. Today we are moving this train 25, 30, we should be able to move these trains 50, 60. And that's almost doubling or 80% increase in speed. It will manifest in efficiency, it will manifest in less fuel consumption, it will manifest in higher capacity to carry more.
Meanwhile, Mr. Msonda stated that the ZRL is committed to raising funds to expedite the modernizing of the railway system. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Federation of Small-Scale Miners Association of Zambia has called for support from stakeholders to provide smooth operations for small-scale miners in Zambia. During an exclusive interview with Camnet TV, the Federation President Joseph Mwansa has revealed that the majority of miners within the country do not have the right equipment, hence slowing down their operations. Mr. Mwansa says if the country is to see the mining sector develop, the policymakers should develop systems that can allow small-scale miners to access incentives.
So our appeal is to ZEMA, the directors, those policymakers, to work on the policy concerning the EPB. And when it comes to capital, mining industries like when I look at mining industry or mining sector, it's like the people who are in this industry, it's like they are condemned. Why do I use this term? Because you cannot get any loan from any bank. And how do you do business if you cannot borrow money from any institution? So it means if what you have it's gone, then you are gone. It's a very difficult business, and we are doing business in a very tough environment. It's not the problem of the government. Of course, we understand that the government doesn't have money to help us. We still believe that in future they will find a way to help us. But the banks that we have in Zambia, they are not willing to help us. They always say mining it's a waste asset. Now, if they use those terms, it shows that it is impossible for you to get the money. So those are the challenges that we are facing as small-scale miners.
In other news, a cultural expert, Gankanani Moyo, says arts and culture industry in Zambia is not being given the credence it deserves as compared to other industries. In an interview with Camnet TV, Mr. Moyo says if well harnessed, the sector can contribute to the growth of the tourism sector. He says there is need for government to put in place deliberate policies to support local artists involved in crafts.
The development of cultural heritage and the practice of creative arts in Zambia is firmly rooted in cultural norms, traditional ceremonies, and communal festivals. The stories told, songs sung, and dances performed are a depiction of people's lives. Such forms of artistic and cultural expression continue to provide an element of continuity and an important source of cultural identity and pride for both urban and rural communities. In Zambia, this seems not to be the case, as a cultural expert, Gankanani Moyo, explains how the art and cultural industry in Zambia seems to have been forgotten.
It should be part of our art and cultural products. Okay, it should be like that, every government space. The moment we get to that, then we will know that not only will artists have a real job because they need to supply all these spaces, but the thing is that since all these spaces are supplied, a lot of people will have interaction with these products. And as they interact with these products, they will see the value of these products, they will see the beauty of these products, and then the mindset will also be changed as they will learn that actually we need these products in our home.
He has since called on the government and other stakeholders to help boost the industry.
For culture and art at that level, then definitely when you talk about the international community, as they come in, they will easily see what we have and they will know the value that this has, because we ourselves are the first people to have appreciated it. So since we have appreciated what we have this way, then we expect everyone else to know the value that it has, and that is the way we can grow it. And I think by the time we get to that point, we will be comfortable.
Zambia's art and culture sector continues to face a number of challenges. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Ministry of Health says ever since schools reopened on the 5th of August 2021, the country has not reported any COVID-19 cases in schools. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Malama, has assured parents that government will continue monitoring schools. Dr. Malama has urged school authorities and parents to safeguard the lives of the learners. Details in this report.
Following President Lungu's directive of reopening the schools on August 5th, 2021, Ministry of Health says the country has so far not recorded any COVID-19 cases in schools. This has happened because of following all the measures and regulations being given by the Ministry of Health in order to combat COVID-19. Disclosing in a press briefing, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary, Technical Services, Dr. Kenneth Malama, says it is encouraging at how people are complying with the COVID-19 guidelines.
Fell by 21%. Further, we've recorded a 42% reduction in the number of deaths during the same period. We are encouraged that since schools opened on the 5th of August 2021, we've not recorded any adverse incident in our schools, and would like to assure parents that through our joint surveillance systems, we've continued monitoring the situation in our schools for action. We urge parents, school authorities to ensure that our schools continue being safe for all the learners. With experiences,
Dr. Malama has since called on parents and school authorities to safeguard school-going children.
We update the nation that we are further expecting 119,200 doses of AstraZeneca to come into our country as part of the dose sharing from the UK government through the COVAX facility. And we'll keep the nation updated when exactly these doses of AstraZeneca will be arriving in the country, but we are confident it's in the coming few days. Today, we report a total of 629 new confirmed COVID-19 cases out of the total of 7,803 tests we conducted, and this gives us a positivity of 8%. The cumulative number of COVID-19 confirmed cases in our country now stands at 200,830. The distribution of the new cases, together with the provincial positivity, is
Ministry of Education will provide detailed operative guidelines for the reopening of the remaining classes. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
You're still watching Camnet News. We take another set of commercials. When we return, we have international and sports news.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin. At
Master Signs. Our services range from outdoor, indoor signage such as billboards, banners, 3D light boxes, pylons and neon signs. We are located at plot number 397A, Makeni Road, Lusaka, at Oryx Filling Station. For more details, call us on +260 967 100 090 or +260 966 999 981, or better still, email us at infomastersign@gmail.com. Master Sign, we will make it shine.
President Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the Patriotic Front have transformed the transportation sector by facilitating the construction of bus stations around the country. Vote for Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.
Fellow citizens, 12 August 2021 is a very important day in our history. It's a day when we decide whether we will continue with the poverty, the unemployment, the hunger, or we decide to change for better. This is what 12 August is all about. Go out to vote and vote in large numbers. The rest, leave it to Barry and team. Barry will fix it. We love you.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. You're still watching Camnet TV. We now look at international news. Israel was the first country to achieve the vaccination of 80% of its eligible population, but now it is back to the fourth wave of COVID-19, with the number of new cases rising from more than 6,000 per day. The government is now calling on citizens over 60% to get the third dose, which is raising concerns about the disparity of the vaccine distribution around the world. For more on this and other stories, here's a roundup of global news.
It thought it had vaccinated its way out of the pandemic, but now Israel is in the midst of its fourth wave, with the number of daily new infections steadily rising to more than 6,000 now, a 6-month high.
I didn't expect it. Well, I have to say that this fourth wave is not exactly like the others, because we do see that there's less of intensive care therapists, and we can see that the vaccine work. In some way, they do their job.
The Delta variant is spreading at an alarming rate, so the government launched a booster third jab campaign to those above the age of 60. It's a world first. But why a third jab? Health experts say it has to do with the effectiveness of the vaccine over time.
On a research basis, you see a steep decline along the first 5 months. Starting with the 6th month, it's 6% a month decline. So if you take these two facts, that among the vaccinated earlier, you see more severe cases with less background diseases, although very few of them get to be on respirator, but still they are severe, and you don't see it on those who were vaccinated in the last 4 or 5 months.
Only those who got their second dose at least 5 months ago are eligible at the moment. The government wants to avoid another lockdown. Some restrictions have been reintroduced, and there are plans to expand the third booster dose campaign. However, that has also sparked the debate over the fair distribution of the vaccine worldwide. According to the Center for Disease Control in the US, more than 4 billion people have got at least one dose. But disparity between countries remains huge. Less than 2% of Africa's population is fully vaccinated, while some wealthier countries have already signed deals with manufacturers for more doses, prompting the World Health Organization to call for a moratorium.
Trying to put a hold on those policies until and unless we get the rest of the world caught up. Because we have to approach this, as the Director General said from the very beginning, we're in a pandemic. The entire world is in the middle of this, and as we've seen from the emergence of variant after variant, we cannot get out of it unless the whole world gets out of it together.
The UK and Germany have announced they will follow Israel's example by offering a third jab starting in September. Several other countries are considering the option too. That will spark the debate about whether a fourth jab will be needed, while many around the world still try to get their second or even first dose.
At least 5 people have died in raging wildfires in Algeria as firefighters battle more than 31 blazes amid blistering temperatures and tinter-dry conditions. Photographs shows huge walls of flame over villages in the hills of Kabylie region. Algeria is the latest country to be hit by wildfires after blazes hit Greece, Turkey and Cyprus.
We now look at sports news. Newly constituted Polo Technical Bench were officially welcomed at Government Complex by Ministry of Sports Permanent Secretary Dr. John Perry, Head Coach Beston Chambeshi and Technical Advisor Aljosa Asanovic were presented to Government by First General Secretary Adrian Kashala, Technical Director Lyson Zulu and Registrar Iva Lengwe. In welcoming the duo, Ministry of Sports Permanent Secretary John Perry said Government would support the technical bench's effort to qualify the Zambia national team to the 2022 Qatar World Cup. The Polo will be away to Mauritania on September 1st for the opening Group B tie of the Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers and host Tunisia 4 days later at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium.
My pleasure that you, the Football Association of Zambia, would find time and introduce the men's senior national team, coach and the technical bench to our ministry. Football remains a unifying factor for our country, and Zambia is known as a football-loving nation. And our encouragement, I think, given to us is that you have to ensure that you plan in advance and put all the required activities in place, so that if there's a way government can come in to quickly assist, don't leave it at the last minute, but let's work together as a team. Many times, whenever we work in isolation, I don't think we would achieve the desired result. But if we work as a team, we share notes each time, each step we take, then we should be able to get there. I have every confidence that this time around, Zambia should be able to qualify.
So our mission here is quite very simple today. We recognize the importance this ministry attaches to sport and being in charge of all the sporting activities in the country. And to that effect, after the departure of our former coach, Mr. Mitchell, we were quite in a hurry to make sure that we see our team prepare for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, and we did not have the time because the games are coming in a few weeks to come in the FIFA window between 1st and 7th September. And in doing so, the first executive committee decided that they bring on board local coaches in the names of Mr. Beston Chambeshi and Numba Mumamba to assist the team. But in so doing, it was also important that we add technical know-how in the areas that we may be lacking by bringing in another experienced person from outside. I think you may also be aware that Zambia has an understanding with the Croatian FA, and arising from that, we contacted our colleagues in Croatia.
Well, that's where we wrap it up for our news this evening. The headlines once again. Game Rangers to police elections as ECZ warns against premature announcement of results. The European Union hopes the Zambian government will not shut down internet during elections. KBF claims foreigners have been positioned to vote in Thursday's poll. And in international news, 5-day as wildfire rages across Algeria. In sports, government welcomes a new national football team bench. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, and it's coming from Psalms 56, verse 3 to 4, and it reads, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you, in God whose word I praise. In God I trust, I will not fear. What can man do to me?" Well, thank you so much for choosing us. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Good night. Thanks for watching.